It was already nighttime. The sky was full of stars, and the battle had left a large crater and created a great curtain of smoke in the area. Many of the martial saints were injured. One of them placed his hand on his chest, and his eyes widened in surprise and fear, leaving him in shock. The other martial saint clenched his fists, and his eyes widened in confusion and terror. He was speechless, not knowing what kind of monster Lushing was, since he had destroyed the divine manifestations of all the martial saints with just his own. Lushing began to float. And while his body was releasing a suffocating energy, his gaze fixed on the battlefield. Everyone's attention turned to our boy. They started observing him in silence without knowing what to do or how he could be so powerful. Upon seeing their expression, Lushing began to gaze at the ground, and a smile spread across his face. Upon seeing Lushing's arrogant smile, the muscular martial saint's eyes filled with rage. He started staring intently at our boy, and, with a furious expression, gave the order for everyone to attack together and finally kill this bastard once and for all. The others adopted an offensive stance, and their gaze fixed on Lushing. With a serious expression, they decided to join forces and attack together. Lushing began observing them with a calm look and couldn't help but smile upon realizing that they had finally decided to attack as a group, revealing that it was ridiculous to hold back in this fight. He concentrated, and while his body was releasing golden energy, he decided to show them who the god was and kill them one by one. Just before the martial saints could take another step, Lushing activated his power, moved like thunder, and appeared in front of them. Then, he clenched his fist. And just before they had time to react, he defeated 3 of them with a single punch. The bodies of the powerful martial saints were sent flying backward. They opened their mouths and began screaming in agony. One of the martial saints tried to attack Lushing from behind, but our boy sensed his presence, turned around, and with a smile gave him a strong slap on the chest, sending his body soaring into the sky. The martial saint stood up and tried to attack once more, but Lushing activated his power again. And his body began to release all martial energies, repelling the martial saints. They finally realized that they were no match for a monster like Lushing. The eyes of one of the martial saints expanded with fear and rage. He grabbed Harold by the collar and with a furious gaze asked who Lushing was and where he had come from. The eyes of poor Harold widened in surprise. He became nervous and started to stammer, not knowing what to say. Several of the injured martial saints surrounded Harold and, with furious expressions, began demanding explanations. Poor Harold fell on his butt to the ground, put his hands over his head, and panicked. He swore he knew nothing, begging them not to ask him any more questions. With a sincere tone, he said that he was just a humble and weak level 9 martial saint. Upon hearing this, one of the men's gaze fixed on him, and his eyes expanded with fury. He couldn't help but clench his teeth tightly and feel enraged. Lushing's eyes began to shine with joy. He extended his hand, and while his body was releasing martial energy, with an arrogant smile he mocked the martial saints, calling them weak and asking if they could show a little of the much talked about strength of level 9 martial saints. Lushing's words were a great humiliation for one of the martial saints. He put his hand inside his suit, clenched his teeth tightly, and cursed Lushing under his breath for mocking them. He took out an energy crystal from his suit, which began to shine intensely. This martial saint had a scar on his eye. He began to observe the energy crystal, and his eyes widened with hope. With a determined gaze, he swore to fight against Lushing to the death. Without giving it much thought, the man took a bite of the energy crystal and swallowed it, leaving the others in shock. The energy crystal began to take effect, and within seconds, his body started to undergo changes, and a malignant energy appeared around him. Demon wings grew from his back. Sharp claws emerged from his hands, and a horn sprouted from his head. As his body was transforming, the man began staring intently at Lushing with a murderous gaze and started screaming. Several seconds later, once his transformation was complete, his eyes shone with hatred. Then he clenched his fist tightly, gathered momentum, and prepared to attack Lushing. As the martial saint slowly approached him step by step, Lushing silently observed without moving even a finger. The martial saint, with the help of his new demonic body, attacked fiercely with a powerful punch. Lushing had no time to react and took the attack head-on. The attack was so powerful that Lushing's body was sent flying and crashed into the rocks, shattering them into pieces. Smoke began to rise from the area. Several seconds passed, and Lushing did not emerge. Seeing this, the martial saint thought he had won. Amidst the rocks stood Lushing with a small scratch on his cheek. Our boy wiped the blood from his mouth with his finger and began to gaze at the ground. This was the pressure he had been seeking to ascend in level. He extended his hand, and his eyes began to shine with malice and excitement. With an arrogant smile, he called the martial saints useless and ordered them to kill him if they had the guts. What they didn't know was that he was provoking them to gain more pressure. Lushing's plan worked as the martial saints became enraged, and their eyes started glowing with fury. They all clenched their fists, and with a murderous gaze, they began advancing toward Lushing. One of them leaped forward, his eyes widening in surprise and confusion. He knew there was no way a mere level 8 warrior could defeat all the martial saints. So, with an expression full of determination, he decided to attack with everything he had. He didn't care about exhausting his lifespan as he gave the order for everyone to devour and use the power of energy crystals. They appeared around Lushing and, with furious gazes, started striking him with all their strength. The long-haired martial saint delivered a powerful punch to Lushing's stomach. Our boy had no time to react, and the attack landed squarely on him. The martial saints were furious at seeing Lushing's arrogance, swearing to kill him. They used the power of the energy crystals and began to strike Lushing with fierce attacks. One of them hit Lushing on the cheek, sending his body flying toward the ground. But just then, another martial saint attacked our boy in the chest, and then another struck again, making Lushing's body start rolling in the air. The cloaked martial saint delivered a powerful kick to Lushing, causing his body to crash forcefully into the ground, creating a great explosion of energy. Despite having received so many attacks, Lushing only had a few scratches. He stood up and, while his body was releasing golden energy, he couldn't help but smile. Our boy began to gaze toward the ground and concentrated, causing the immortal cells to start gathering in his chest, and his body began to release martial fire. In the blink of an eye, Lushing's energy spread across the sky, the attention of the martial saints fixed on him, and their eyes widened in surprise, leaving them in shock. Lushing clenched his fists and placed his arms in front of his chest, making thunder appear around his body. Lushing's eyes began to shine. He extended his hands and started releasing energy. This was the pressure he had always been searching for. Lushing's power transformed into a powerful wave of energy, which gradually began to expand throughout the area. The energy wave began to release fire, destroying everything in its path, from the ground to living beings. As the energy wave gradually grew larger, the body of one of the martial saints was sent flying backward by the wind, causing his jaw to drop in surprise. The other crossed his arms in front of his chest. The gaze of the caped martial saint fixed on Lushing. He couldn't help but grit his teeth and feel confused, not knowing what was happening. Just then, a powerful magic circle appeared in the sky, and a mighty golden energy began to emerge from it. The transformation was so powerful that even the seawater started to stir. The body of Lushing, who was floating, began to release golden martial energy and thunder. The martial saints in the area covered their eyes to avoid going blind, and some even turned their backs on our boy and started running, knowing they were no match for a monster like this. Lushing's body began to crack, and he started observing the martial saints with a penetrating gaze. Then, he extended his hands and, using his power, made a powerful golden energy ball appear. Lushing's attention was fixed on it, revealing that he was finally invincible. While one of the martial saints was covering his eyes, the other one, who wore glasses, began to observe Lushing, and his jaw dropped in surprise. Realizing that he had ascended to level 9, he couldn't help but feel fear since, as a level 8 warrior, Lushing had already been able to face many martial saints, so now he was invincible. The other martial saint, who had his hand in front of his head, opened one eye and, upon seeing Lushing's power, started sweating like crazy. He gave the order for everyone to flee because if they didn't do it now, it would be too late. The northern marshals gazed fixed on Lushing, and his eyes widened in fear as he realized that he was the true human god. The eyes of the marshal of the south widened in surprise. According to him, Lushing was the supreme being. The marshal of the central district fell to his knees on the ground, and his eyes filled with tears of admiration. Upon seeing the supreme light, the supreme heat, and the supreme power of Lushing, he realized that he was the god of the army. Not long after, the martial saints gained momentum and began to move away from the island. Among them was Lin Van Van's mother. Her attention was fixed on the golden energy emerging from Lushing's body. With a sincere expression, she mentioned that it was difficult to describe Lushing's power with words. Right now, she did not even dare to use the power of energy crystals because deep inside her being, she had a feeling that she was no match for this monster. She turned toward the island, and her eyes widened in surprise. She had a sensation that she was witnessing history. It was like watching each stroke of history being drawn before her very eyes. After ascending to level 9, Lushing started staring as the martial saints were fleeing. Instead of chasing them, he remained silent. Many things on this planet had changed, and a new era had arrived. He extended his hand, and martial fire appeared in his palm. Lushing began to observe it with curiosity. To him, these 300-year-old martial saints were too weak. Even if there were 20 martial saints using the power of energy crystals to strengthen themselves, it would still be difficult for Lushing to ascend in level. There were too many martial saints merely filling up the group, so they couldn't exert real pressure. Below Lushing stood several martial saints who began observing him in silence with expressions full of fear. Lushing's gaze fixed on them as he revealed that during this battle, he had to suppress part of his strength so as not to defeat them instantly. He began to gaze toward the ground and let out a sigh, as he was still far from the supreme state. He was in an intermediate state and had not been able to feel a true sense of crisis. Lushing's eyes began to shine, and his attention focused on his palm. He did not know why he felt that even if these martial saints attacked him together, they would not be able to kill him. With only 22 immortal cells, he could withstand attacks from a level 10 warrior, and now that he had close to 300, being killed by a level 9 martial saint was impossible. He put his hand under his chin and began to ponder in silence. He felt that now he was only half level 9. He had not yet fully ascended. The fusion between his martial body and spiritual strength was not complete. The sky was full of stars. Lushing raised his head and his attention fixed on the stars. He clenched his fist tightly and had no choice but to place his hopes in the guides who were about to arrive. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part. While the marshals of the army were trying to understand what was happening and what Lushing was doing here, our boy gently descended to the ground in front of them. Everyone began to observe him in silence without saying a single word. Lushing turned towards them, and his eyes began to shine with tranquility. With a cheerful tone, he asked if he could return to the Dragon Kingdom with them later. Our boy started walking towards them. The eyes of the marshal of the central district widened in surprise, and his attention fixed on Lushing. He couldn't help but sweat, and with a trembling voice, he said that of course. The marshal's eyes began to shine with joy, and a smile spread across his face. They had been begging for 200 years without obtaining anything, and it turned out that the heavens had been preparing a great surprise for them. Lushing was the wonder of the human world. They had won the lottery, and finally, after so much suffering, it was time to enjoy the sweetness. He took out his mobile phone, closed his eyes, and with a smile, he began to point at it with his finger, asking Lushing to communicate with them. While they were conversing, someone wearing tattered clothes began walking toward them, catching Lushing's attention. Upon hearing the voice, Lushing's eyes widened with curiosity, making him turn around. The battlefield was filled with the corpses of warriors and martial saints who had dared to face Lu Sheng. Cumberland, who was injured, began to approach our boy. He placed his hand on his chest and, with a serious gaze, acknowledged that Lu Sheng, but explained that if he took all the energy crystals, a great disaster would befall him, and even the entire planet could face destruction. He clenched his fist and asked our boy to think carefully about it. Instead of feeling fear, Lu Sheng's eyes filled with excitement. He turned toward Cumberland and, with a confident expression, revealed that his plan was to make the guide come looking for him, asking them not to worry since he was not going to involve anyone else. After saying this, Lu Sheng turned his back and began to converse with the marshals. Upon hearing what Lu Sheng planned to do, Cumberland's eyes filled with fear and his jaw dropped in surprise. According to him, Lu Sheng was a lunatic. His attention was fixed on Lu Sheng. He was speechless and, little by little, fear began to take control of his body. Many questions came to his mind. He did not know what Lu Sheng had planned to do or whether he intended to face the guides. Lu Sheng met with the marshals, and while the giant energy crystal was shining intensely, the powerful martial saints of the Island of 1,000 Saints approached the area. Everyone's gaze was fixed on Lu Sheng. They all watched in silence as Lu Sheng departed as if they were witnessing a true god. With a lost gaze, Lu Sheng began to observe the energy crystal in silence and sank into his thoughts. The greatness he had achieved at this moment was an unprecedented accomplishment in history. In the future, no one knew if anyone else would be able to surpass Lu Sheng. Several hours later, it began to get dark, and Lu Sheng arrived at the island's airport. A fighter jet descended, and our boy started walking toward it. While he was distracted, someone shouted his name. Upon hearing this, Lu Sheng's eyes widened with curiosity. He stopped walking and turned around. It was Fiona, with her eyes full of love and sadness. She placed her hands on her chest and began to contemplate our boy in silence. Seeing that it was Fiona, Lu Sheng turned his back on her and started walking toward the fighter jet. As Fiona approached, Lu Sheng began looking at the ground, and with a curious and nervous expression mentioned that he had not told her what his real name was. Lu Sheng turned his head. And while his eyes were shining with confidence, he began to observe her and with a smile said that his name was not important, asking her to forget about him. He got into the helicopter and revealed that he already had a fiancée. Fiona placed her hands on her chest and remained silent, not knowing what to do. Once Lu Sheng got on the helicopter, it took off and began to soar through the sky. The poor Fiona had no choice but to lift her head and watch as Lu Sheng left in silence, unable to do anything about it. Her eyes filled with sadness and tears, she began to cry, knowing that she would not find someone as strong and handsome as Lu Sheng. Just then, Cumberland appeared, placed his hand on her shoulder, and with a serious gaze mentioned that Lu Sheng was right, asking her to forget about him since Lu Sheng and she were not destined to be together. She grabbed her arm and began to gaze toward the ground, sunk in her thoughts. She started staring intently at Lu Sheng's helicopter, and her eyes began to shine with confidence and determination. She knew what she had to do now. Without wasting another second, she removed her father's hood from her shoulder, turned her back on him, and started walking away. Cumberland's eyes widened in surprise and confusion. He reached out his hand and tried to stop his daughter, not knowing what she was planning to do. Martial saints who had been beaten by Lu Sheng appeared. The one wearing glasses extended his hands and, with a sad expression, informed Cumberland that Lu Sheng had taken all the energy crystals and asked what they should do now. The other martial saint, who had a bump on his head, began to show a forced smile. Upon hearing their voice, Cumberland's attention fixed on them. He turned around and, with a serene gaze, began to ponder in silence. His eyes filled with rage, and with a furious gaze, he made it clear that there was nothing left to do. Now they could only wait for the arrival of the great guide so that Lu Sheng, who believed himself to be the pinnacle of humanity, would understand the true price of breaking the rules. He began to imagine the arrival of the guide, a being with 4 eyes, who started staring intently at Lu Sheng with a furious gaze. Feeling the pressure, Lu Sheng's eyes filled with fear, throwing him into panic. The eyes of one of the martial saints filled with joy. He clenched his fist and felt happy, thinking that the great guide was going to help them teach the arrogant Lu Sheng a good lesson. The other martial saint beside him became pleased and couldn't help but smile, believing that his friend was right. The man's eyes widened with malice and hope. He began to smile, saying that the guides were supreme and invincible beings, believing they were going to give Lu Sheng a good beating for breaking the rules. Cumberland extended his hand, and his attention focused on it, his eyes filled with confidence, since once the guides arrived, Lu Sheng was going to die, knowing that no one could escape from the palm of the guides. At the same time, in the Eastern Military District, there was a large mansion. It was luxurious and had fountains as decoration. Inside the mansion, more precisely in the kitchen, was Lu Sheng's family. With a smile, the mother was preparing the dough. The father, who was smoking a cigarette, was also helping to make dumplings, while on the other side, the sister was massaging the mother's shoulders. Since then, Snowy, who was holding a tray with tea, opened the door and entered the kitchen. Her attention fixed on them and her eyes began to shine with joy upon realizing that they had worked very hard. She entered the kitchen and approached them. Seeing this, the mother's eyes filled with happiness. King clasped her hands, closed her eyes, and couldn't help but smile upon seeing that Sister Snowy had arrived. With a kind smile, the father thanked Snowy for bringing tea. King began to stretch her arms and, with a tired expression, told her mother that if they wanted to eat dumplings, they could let a chef make them. She didn't understand why her mother insisted so much on making them herself, explaining that homemade dumplings were not as delicious as those made by chefs. The mother's attention focused on King, and she couldn't help but smile. The father, who was smoking, started observing his daughter and with a smile explained that no matter how skilled a great chef was, the dumplings they made would never have the same taste as those of her mother, revealing that her mother's culinary talent was incomparable. Snowy's eyes filled with confusion, and instead of arguing, she remained silent. With a smile, the mother explained that it was not as exaggerated as the father said. She thought that it had been a long time since she last cooked, so she wanted to practice her skills. Otherwise, when Lu Sheng returned and wanted to eat, if she was out of practice, the food would not taste good. The father crossed his arms and with a confident smile said that he was only telling the truth. They both shared a loving hug. Hearing this, King felt somewhat confused but then thought that Lu Sheng was the most important. Her eyes widened with curiosity. She turned to Snowy and with a smile asked her when Lu Sheng would return. Remembering that more than a year had passed, Snowy placed the tea tray on the table and began observing her in silence, not knowing what to say. The mother clenched her fist and, with a sincere expression, admitted that it had been a long time since they had spoken with Lu Sheng. She wanted to know when our boy was going to return. Upon hearing the name Lu Sheng, the father's eyes widened with curiosity. Snowy approached the window and, with a sad gaze, began to observe the landscape, not knowing what to say to Lu Sheng's family. Seeing her expression, King also became sad. Just then, the phone she carried in the pocket of her skirt started vibrating. She took out the phone, and her eyes widened in surprise. She couldn't believe what her eyes were seeing. King's attention was fixed on her. She fell into confusion without knowing what was happening. Without saying a single word, Snowy turned her back on them and, with a confused expression, opened the door and started running outside. King's gaze and that of the others were fixed on her. They all became confused and felt somewhat worried about her. Snowy left the mansion, and her eyes filled with surprise. King and her mother also stepped out of the mansion. King was paralyzed. With a confused look, the mother asked why Snowy had suddenly run outside. Snowy's eyes began to shine with joy, and a tear appeared in them. Lu Sheng, who was wearing a marshal's uniform, appeared and with a confident smile announced his arrival. Upon seeing Lu Sheng, Snowy did not hesitate for even a second before starting to run toward him. She hugged him tightly and mentioned that she had been waiting for him for a long time. Lu Sheng's jacket fell to the ground. He didn't know what to say since all this time she had been working hard taking care of his parents. Lu Sheng hugged her and with a joyful smile told his mother and father that he had returned. The father closed his eyes and began to smile. With the mother's eyes filled with tears, she felt happy to see that her son had returned. King wiped the tear from her eye with her finger, and with a cheerful smile asked why Lu Sheng had taken so long to return and where her gift was. Night fell, and everyone entered the mansion. Lu Sheng and Snowy also helped make dumplings, and the family enjoyed a good gathering. The mother was preparing the dough, while on the other side, Lu Sheng and the others were making the balls. Lu Sheng's eyes began to shine with seriousness. He remained listening to his family's incessant conversations with an expression of firm clarity. Lu Sheng, an incomparable sword in this world, knew that his home was his sheath. The mansion's garden was beautiful. After eating, Lu Sheng and Snowy went out for a walk in the garden. The moon was shining high in the sky. With a loving gaze, Lu Sheng began to look into Snowy's eyes and mentioned that he remembered the time they had met. It had been around this time of year. Snowy approached him and, with a loving look, nodded her head. Lu Sheng hugged her by the waist, explaining that in a few days he was going to take his parents back to Bay, and after resolving some matters, he was going to go to her house. Lu Sheng approached her and, while blushing, mentioned that their matter should also be resolved. Having Lu Sheng so close, Snowy couldn't help but blush like a tomato. Under the moonlight and surrounded by beautiful flowers, Lu Sheng and Snowy shared a passionate kiss. In the conference room of the military department, all the marshals and high-ranking officers of the army gathered. When the screen began to show Lu Sheng's battle, everyone clenched their fists and praised Lu Sheng for being incredible. The marshal of the Central District put his arms behind his back and, with a serene expression, announced that today was destined to be a day remembered by all compatriots of the Nation of the Dragon. A 200-year-old wish had been fulfilled, and furthermore, they had welcomed the god of the army, who had surpassed in strength all the martial saints of the Blue Star. He began to observe the others and explained that besides this great honor, there was another matter. The martial saint, Lu Sheng, had entrusted him with the task of promoting body refinement techniques throughout the entire army. Upon hearing this, the eyes of the other marshals widened in surprise and their jaws dropped. They did not know what body refinement technique Marshal Saint Lu Sheng wanted to promote or what kind of supreme art it was. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then please subscribe to our channel and like the video.